What is going on, everybody? It is a boy, your man's to back at it with another video, and today we are doing my August 2024 monthly check. And for those who do not know what my monthly check is, it is where we rank every single new release and movies that people have seen that I haven't seen, from the worst to the best. And also after that we do my overhaul, and also after that we end up doing showing my pictures that I have on the wall this month, which I have two. But before we get sexual, begin the video, tough guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Just 932 away now. No, 962 away now. And also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm. And I recommend the video to more people, and maybe they could join that sucks. And do feel free to comment your monthly checks down below. But that being said, guys, it's a good end to. And also, if you guys were curious as to what my overhaul is, it is basically my new stuff that I got this month, which when we get to that, I got a lot, because this month was my birthday month. So, anyways, all right, let's get to it, shall we? So, in total, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so in total this month, I've seen 7 new releases, 1 movie that came out earlier this year, but I forgot, I didn't end up seeing that time, and then all the rest are movies that people have seen before that I haven't. So coming in at number 12, aka last place, unfortunately, I'm going to give it to Borderlands. I'm someone that hasn't played the Borderlands video games, even though one of them is done by Telltale, and I love Telltale games. And I mean, their Walking Dead, the Telltale series video game, is my favorite video game of all time, and my favorite thing in fiction of all time, and also has my 2 favorite fictional characters of all time, in Clementine and Kenny. So, and as for this one, from the trailers, wasn't expecting much, really. I was expecting maybe a somewhat fun time. It basically just looked like rip-off Guardians of the Galaxy, which, when watching the movie, originally when I saw it, I went, it was watchable, but it wasn't great. And then when I was writing the review for the movie, I barely could come up with any positives for the movie at all. Now, I mean, at all. I'll give it its credit. I think the set design for the actual Borderlands movie is decent. I think it got that aesthetic pretty well done. However, everything else, besides the performances, I think the performances I'm mixed on, but everything else, yeah, this movie was an utter train wreck. Even though Eli Roth's a great director, this movie was a train wreck. It was basically just a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, as expected from the trailers. None of the jokes land. I think the only mild enjoyment I got about the movie was Claptrap, which I know most people are mixed about Claptrap too, because I know there's some people that like him, and then there's some people that he thinks he's annoying, which fair enough. But I don't know, just because he was voiced by Jack Black, he entertained me with the movie, but still, I didn't end up liking the movie. Anyways, characters I thought were annoying, and overall, yeah, it's guaranteed to be in my bottom 10 of the year, that's for sure. So, maybe if I played the Borderlands video games, possibly I would be a little bit more positive on it, but still, no. I don't know if I would be that positive on it, so. Coming in at number 11, which is a movie that we've had in our collection for years, and it is The Great Wall, this is a 2018 movie with Matt Damon and Pedro Pascal. Well, or is it 2018, 20? I forgot what year it came out. Anyways, as Pedro Pascal and Matt Damon in it, where there's the Great Wall of China, of course. And basically you have these dragon creatures and you're trying to stop them. So, it was watchable. It was watchably bad, but yeah, not great. Pedro Pascal still acts good in here. Of course, he's one of my favorite actors working today. Matt, I don't know why I almost said Matt Bloom, not A-Train. Matt Damon acts pretty decent in here as well. CGI effects for the actual, like, dragon monsters is hit or miss sometimes, but overall it's just a very forgettable, bad movie that you can watch with some friends and go, hey, that's quite this stuff right there, you know? Coming in at number 10, I have the new Blumhouse PG-13 horror movie, Afraid. And I think this one's watchably bad. I had some sort of mild enjoyment out of this one. I think John Cho is definitely the best part about this movie. He acts the best. He actually is acting very well in this movie. And also, I thought that some of the lines in the movie, because this movie had a very bad dialogue, I will say that, but the lines that they chose sometimes were hilarious. So yeah, not a good movie. It's definitely watchable, but yeah, it's not good. And also the family dynamic they had in here, I did not connect with it at all. The family did not have any chemistry whatsoever. So it comes here at number 10, sorry. Coming in at number 9, I have It Ends With Us, which this is the new rom-com, well, not a rom-com, sorry, new romance movie with Blake Lively, where she's basically in a relationship with a guy and her old boyfriend from the past ends up coming back into her life. So, and she basically has to choose, which one do I go with? And this one was solid, you know? It was actually a pretty decent movie. It was probably one of the first one of the first romance movies I've seen in theaters, and Blake Lively does really good in it, even though some of the dialogue with her character where she's just very, I don't know. I was overall mixed about that, but I think she did act really good in here. Most of the performances in here I thought were really good. That love interest I mentioned, where the past love interest, I don't think was shown enough in the movie. He only comes in probably about an hour into the movie, so there's that. What other things about it that I not like? Oh, there is one thing I will like, because I haven't read the book. I am not a book reader whatsoever. But when this movie takes a deep turn later on in the movie, I went, oh, wow, they're going this way in a PG-13 movie, because I thought it was really dark. So, there's that, and, but, yeah, I overall, thought it was interesting. I liked it. It was definitely a decent romance movie. Coming in at number 8, I have M. Night Shyamalan's newest movie, Trap, which from the trailers, I was going, oh my goodness, this is going to bring him back, right? It got close, but it didn't quite make it there for me. I saw this on my birthday, and, yeah, so for the first half of the movie, when it is actually focusing on the main part of the trailers, where you have a serial killer trapped in this whole entire arena, where it's a trap set for him by other people, and to find out basically who he is, so they keep on trying to track him down, right? That part was interesting, even though there's a lot of stuff in the movie where you go, yeah, that wouldn't happen. He would definitely get caught or something like that. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't believable at all in here for that part of the movie. But then it takes a turn later on in the movie where basically he's not the main character anymore, where someone else takes control, takes kind of becomes the main character of the movie in the final act, which they're not a good actor. That's all I'll say. Also, I thought the soundtrack for this movie was really fun and good. Yeah, it was overall a solid M. Night Shyamalan movie, but the last part of the movie got stretched way too long as well. And the main character that actor or actress did not act very well. Coming in at number 7, I'm going to go with Reagan, which this is one of the newer movies I watched. I thought this was solid, you know. I would say, I think the best parts about this movie is Dennis Quaid as Ronald Reagan. I think he did a really great performance, even though there's some times in the movie where you just hear Dennis Quaid and not Ronald Reagan, but when he turns that Ronald Reagan on, he does do a great job with that. I also thought the chemistry with him and Ronald Reagan's wife, I forgot what her name was, but the chemistry they had a little bit later on in the movie was really good. So, and I definitely connected with their relationship, which I didn't really at first, because it kind of goes by quick how they get together. But when when you're going further into Reagan's political career, I did sort of connect with it. And as for negatives with the movie, I thought the movie was a little bit long, and I thought that, I'm not a very political person. I'm not in either side of the camp, but it's just, there are moments in the movie where, where it followed where, anyways, I don't know. But basically, it's just, there was way too many political talk, and I wanted to focus on Reagan's life, because I'm not a fan of politics whatsoever. So, there. Anyways, but, yeah, comes in at number 7. Solid. Coming in at number 6, I have Alien Covenant, which this was, up until another movie that was coming out this month, this was the only Alien movie I had not seen. And I thought it was actually really good. As someone who did not like Prometheus, I thought it was very beautifully made. But however, I thought it just missed the mark, where there were a bunch of interesting ideas that movie had with exploring creation and stuff, and having the character of David played masterfully by Michael Fassbender. But however, none of the movie felt as if it mattered really anymore, because it was an Alien prequel. So this is the sequel to the Alien prequel that was supposed to be its kind of own thing before studio interference happened. And this one, you do definitely get more aliens in here, but then again, it's not a whole lot, but the moments you do get with the xenomorphs are really good. Also, the characters of David and, what was the other android that looks like David? I forgot what his name was, but he's played by Michael Fassbender as well. The two conversations those two characters have, I thought that was some of the best parts of the whole entire movie. Also, this is easily the goriest out of the Alien movies, including the newer one. This is the goriest, and dang, bro, a lot of gnarly kills in here. As for negatives in the movie, I didn't think all the characters were too interesting. I thought the main girl was okay, but you also do get Dane McBride in here as a little side character, which he's fun too. But everything else, yeah, I had a fun time with it. I actually thought it was a solid movie, which it's 50-50 with audiences. So, all right. Coming in at number 5, I have The First Blade, which, when I was watching the Blade movies, the only Blade movie I had seen is Blade Trinity, which I know that's not a really good thing to say. But having watched the first 2 Blade movies, which Blade 2 is obviously higher on this list, this one I think is also a really solid action hero movie. And this is definitely, I think, what kicked Marvel into gear and kicked off their comic book movie career. The action is awesome in here. Wesley Snipes is awesome as Blade as well. A lot of cool fight sequences, as I mentioned before. A lot of cool characters in here as well with Whistler, which he's done. I forgot what the actor's name was, but he does really good. And a lot of history with Blade's backstory in this that I'm glad it didn't explore a whole lot. The kills are pretty good in here. It blends horror and action really well in here. As for negatives of the movie, Deacon Frost I'm mixed on as a villain. I'm mixed on him because there's parts of him that I like, but there's parts of him where he feels generic villain. But the biggest negative of the movie is the very late 90s CGI. It was very bad. But everything else in the movie, I actually really liked. So there's that, and it was a good action movie. So, Blade, I would recommend, even though it has pretty crap CGI. Especially for the late 90s. Coming in at number 4, I have Abigail, which this is the movie that I missed out on, that I didn't see earlier this year when it came out. And to be fair, I had a good time. I've been waiting for a new vampire movie that's actually going to be good, and this was one of them. It was a vampire comedy. I thought Melissa Barrera acted very well in here. Hopefully this is her new franchise, because obviously she's not part of the Scream movies anymore. And hopefully this starts a new franchise for her to make her a lot of money, which unfortunately this one did bomb at the box office, unfortunately, but there's that. All the other side characters I thought were really good as well, with Catherine Newton, Dan Stevens, John Carl Esposito, and everyone in this movie I thought were really good characters and really well acted. And the gore was really good too. And yeah, I don't really have a whole lot negative to say. I had a fun time. So yeah, it goes in at number 4. Number 3, I'm gonna go Alien Rom. Well, I will say about Abigail, the final act does go on a little too long, I think. But anyways, going into number 3, I have Alien Romulus, which Alien Romulus, what is the most recent Alien movie, of course. That's a midquel right in between Alien and Aliens. I thought this movie was a great return to form, and it is definitely the best Alien sequel we've gotten besides best Alien sequel we have gotten after Alien and Aliens. I thought Kaylee Spaney did really great as the main character Rain in here. Her synthetic brother, I really enjoyed as a character too. I can't remember his name, forgive me. It's been a while since I only ever saw it once. This one is more practical with its xenomorph work, which I'm glad it did do that. And the CGI we do get with the xenomorphs is still really good in here. The callbacks, I think, were pretty cool most of the time. There's some moments where they try to repeat lines from other movies, which it didn't really it was still some pretty cool moments nonetheless. The biggest negative I had with this movie was there's CGI for a certain character in the movie that the CGI looked terrible, and I thought they could have definitely maybe used maybe a robotic animatronic for that character, or possibly just recast an actor maybe, but unfortunately they didn't do that. So also this the twists it takes in the final act, it's gonna be very mixed with some people, but overall I loved the direction it took, and it definitely took it in a better direction than other movies before it that did it. So there's that. So Alien Romulus comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, I have City of Dreams, which this is the most recent movie I've watched, which I saw it yesterday. So this one, even though I have it very high on the list, it's probably a movie I'll never rewatch again. It's about child trafficking. It's very similar. It's very on the lines of Sound of Freedom, but this one is rated R and way more darker than Sound of Freedom is, even though I've never seen Sound Freedom. The performances in here I thought were really good. This definitely talks about a serious issue with child trafficking, and it handles it very, very well. There's a lot of characters you care about in this movie, of course. And yeah, overall, that's probably where I'm gonna leave it, because the only negative I have with the movie is I'm probably never gonna rewatch it again, and rewatching is a big part of my movie reviewing, so yeah, probably not gonna rewatch it again, but still an amazing movie, I think. Coming in at number 1, I have Blade 2, which I mentioned earlier. And Blade 2, I thought was awesome. I thought it was perfect. Maybe some of the CGI in here is not amazing, but I think the CGI is definitely better than the first Blade, and I'm a little bit more forgiving on the CGI in this one because it's not as bad as the first Blade with its CGI. This adds a whole entire subplot with these vampires that eat other vampires instead of just humans. They eat vampires too. I thought that was a really interesting way to take it. The villains I thought were really cool in their design, where they open the mouth and stuff. That was awesome. How it brings Whistler back, I'm overall mixed about, but still, it's cool to see that character back because he is a cool character. Wesley Snipes, I think, is the best version of Blade he is in. Best version of Blade he has been in this whole entire movie. I thought he was awesome. You also have a lot of real cool standout side characters in this, where you have Norman Reedus, aka Daryl from The Walking Dead, playing a character, which he's a really cool and memorable character. You have Ron Perlman in here, where he's a vampire Blade has to team up with to take down these vampire-eating vampires, which they have a funny dynamic in there where Ron Perlman wants to kill him so bad, but he keeps on failing. You also had Donnie Yen as a side vampire too, and yeah, the Blade 2 was awesome, and action fight sequences as well were awesome too. So yeah, Blade 2 coming in at number 1. Now, let's move on to my overall, which over here, this isn't even all of it. Some of the stuff here as well are on my walls, so I hung them up. So let's just get to it. All right, let's kick things off. So let's kick things off with a movie that I don't own. It's in the family cabinet. So but it is The Fall Guy in 4K, which this was a fun, very, 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 very fun movie that came out earlier this year that pays tribute to a lot of stuntmen in Hollywood. So that one I don't own yet, but maybe if I convince the mama and dad to let me have it, I will have it. Then we also got some movies that I did take from the family cabinet that they allowed me to. I got Scrooged, which I only ever seen it once, but Christmas is coming up, so I might rewatch it again, and Bill Murray's in it, so yeah, definitely, I didn't even know we had that, so. You also got Chappie in here, which, this movie we've had in here for years. It's a rogue robot, I'm pretty sure, and has Hugh Jackman in it, so I've never seen it, so it might be good. Midway, have no clue what this is. Just an old school movie with Charlton Heston, which I do enjoy Charlton Heston as an actor. Taps, I've never seen this. It does have Tom Cruise in it, so, and Sean Penn, so has some memorable faces in there. And then, of course, a Disney classic, Tangled. Now we get to some stuff that I got for my birthday and I bought. So we'll save the physical media for last. So we got a stuffed animal of Frankenstein. I got it for school, so here he is. There's that. This one. Alright, so this is a Funko Pop 2-pack of Undertaker and Paul Bearer, but it's not just any ordinary 2-pack Funko Pop. It is actually signed by the dead man himself, The Undertaker. So that will go along with the Randy Orton signed Funko Pop I have up there. And also I have a poster that was signed by Stan the Man Lee as well. So, yep, that'll go nicely. I got an Uno No Mercy card game. So this is a lot more extremer than the other Uno games. So I bet that would be fun to play with my friends. Then we got 2 new shirts. We have Thou Shalt Not. Hold on a second. Thou Shalt Not Lie. The Lost Boys t-shirt that my sister gave me for my birthday. Thank you, Sissy, which she also got me a Five Nights at Freddy's shirt to go with it as well, as you guys can see right there. Along with the Uno, Mean Uno. So that's cool. Thank you, Sissy. Alrighty. This is a funny story. Alright, so for my birthday, a month before my birthday, I told my mom and dad I want 2 specific things. And it's one that's on the wall over there, which I will eventually show you. But it's one of these as well. So, for those who do not know, Clementine is my favorite fictional character of all time from Walking Dead, the Telltale series, as I said earlier. And they got me, I asked for her hat. So, I did get her hat. But funnily enough, this came in a little bit later than usual. And for my actual birthday, Jackson Ace, shout out to you guys, got me this hat. Which both of these are actually different. So I was going like, oh, they're 2 different hats? Alright, that's cool. Because this one has blood on it. This one does not have blood on it. So, and of course a very iconic hat in the Walking Dead franchise. So, yep, got those. Then we also got a video game in the Callisto Protocol, which also Jackson Ace got me. And I've been playing it some I have a playlist of me playing it on my channel, and I think it's solid. I don't love it necessarily, but I think it's solid, even though most people do say it's just a Dead Space ripoff, which I've never played Dead Space, so I can never confirm that. Alright, I forgot to mention this. Since I saw Alien Romulus early, I think I saw it Wednesday or Thursday, I got this little pin thing, whatever this is, so, of the Wayland Corporation from Alien Romulus, and I got 2 of these, so, yep, there's that. Let me get these. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to pick these up from the ground. Alright. We got the WrestleMania 39 Blu-ray, which it's been a minute since I got WWE pay-per-view on DVD or Blu-ray, sorry. And I got this one. So, WrestleMania 39, I think the past WrestleManias since, so after the COVID one, the WrestleMania 36, I think all the WrestleManias up to WrestleMania 40 have all been solid. So WrestleMania 37, WrestleMania 38, WrestleMania 39, and WrestleMania 40, I think have all been amazing. And this show was amazing as well, which I'm glad to have this because I didn't end up watching night 1 of WrestleMania fully because that day I went to MegaCon Orlando, so I missed some of the earlier matches on that card, and I was just able to catch Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos, which that match was awesome. So I can watch the other matches there. And WrestleMania 39 night 2 I also thought was solid too, even though I think the women's Fatal 4-Way tag team match was eh. Of course, another one of these. Then let's go to TV series. And I got The Last of Us 4K on season 1 on 4K. And I love the video game. That is my second favorite video game of all time. And Joel and Ellie are in my top 10 favorite fictional characters of all time. I'm pretty sure Joel's number 8 and then Ellie's number 6, I think. And I finally watched the show, and this is the best video game to live action portrayal, or best video game to movie to or TV show in any format that we have gotten ever. I thought this show was flawless from top to bottom. I thought the performances from Pedro Pascal as Joel were phenomenal, and also Bella Ramsey as Ellie. And I think this is my favorite TV show of all time now, and I can't wait for season 2. And supposedly the trailer's coming out soon, which I'm excited to check that out, even though I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2. Then we also got a 3-film Blade Blu-ray, which of course I mentioned earlier. I watched Blade, Blade 2, and Blade Trinity, which Blade Trinity I forgot to comment on. I actually still think that's a solid Blade movie. Yes, it's a jumbled mess, and not everything of the movie is perfect, but I still have a fun time watching it, so it goes there. Alright, then we also got a 2-film Blu-ray pack that has Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas on Blu-ray, so I could upgrade the 2 DVDs that I've had in my house for years, and I got that one. I got Civil War on 4K, the movie that came out earlier this year, and I think this is really good. It might be in my top 20 of the year. I thought it was really, really good. So, and another great performance by Kaylee Spaney in that movie. Then I also got a Batman 4K 4-pack of the 2 Schumacher and the 2 Burton movies. So, which is Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman Robin. So, and again, I upgrade my DVD that I've had for years, so that's good. And I like all those movies except for Batman and Robin. But those first 3 I actually like a lot. So, even Batman Forever, which most people don't like. So, then we also got the Ferris Bueller's Day Off 4K Steelbook, which I plan on watching tonight. So, yeah, an 80s classic, what can I say? A John Hughes classic as well. And, yeah, glad I could have it on 4K Steelbook. Just such a beautiful 4K Steelbook. Alright, so next thing, we have some stuff to show on my walls, and then we have 2 pictures to show on the ceiling. So, with that being said, transition into Zammy back. Remember what I said about my number 1 thing I wanted for my birthday? This is one of them right here. The Clementine Steel poster. Really cool, so I had to represent my favorite fictional character of all time. Then we got some horror posters that I got from my boys Jackson Ace, along with Callisto Protocol and the Clementine hats. So we got Friday the 13th Final Chapter right there. Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. And also it came with the Halloween Curse of Michael Myers poster, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 poster, It Chapter 1, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing more specifically, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Tales from the Crypt. Am I forgetting one? Oh, and then it's time for me to show the posters on my wall, which I have 2. And let me just get my chair here and then stand here. Okay. I have Christmas with a capital C. It was next to draw in my drawing my whole entire collection on paper. So there's that. And then Trick or Treat. Wow. That right next to it, huh? Trick or Treat. So yeah, I love that movie. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this monthly check. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.